Good evening, folks. How's it going? Welcome back. Flim's doing a loaf. I guess you guys could see that. Hey, Dark Omen. So I'm back. We're gonna continue on with Outer World. What is that? Oh, that's the socket behind me. It's like, what is that white thing behind my chair? It's the socket in the wall. So we're gonna continue Bob Ross's adventures in Outer Worlds. We finished with Rose. What was the name of the place again? Rose something. Anyway, that's where we are. Always have to adjust the mixer when I start this game. All right, let's do this. So let's see, we finished that mission there, and we're back on the Unreliable. So, that's what we're doing. Where's everybody gone? Okay. I don't know why I'm carrying that shot cannon. What's my weight at right now? 83. Those are rookie numbers, so we can bring those numbers down. I think I accidentally took something. Yeah, I did. There. That should be good. Honestly, all this other shit. It's level 16, that's 16. Honestly, this helmet isn't even as good. Just get rid of it. That's crappy armor. Give me a lockpick bonus, but don't really care. Get rid of that. And we'll just dump this shit in there. There you go. Okay. That should be a good start. I can like try to get a feel for some of the people on the ship. What we got? What is this? Bag of moldy sweetheart cakes. Rock hard and slightly discolored, these moldy Rizzo's sweetheart cakes are decades beyond their no more refunds after this date. Sam Sud Steeper. Sparkling is this unit's middle name. A steeper designed to kill germs rather than people. Unlocks the perk Clean Sweep for Sam. A lemony fresh. Okay. What's this? Modern steel. Let's see. Flowers and stuff. feel Felix's journal. Figured I should start writing my thoughts down because I can never start in case I start losing my mind. Good point. Pick up dark matter bar. Pick up knock you out bar. Seems good. In praise of arson, this contraband collection of essays by anonymous anarchists calls for a total destruction of the corporate establishment and the apparatus of oppression. The book looks like it's never been opened. Dissident Hunter, Special Edition. Can Agent Khan rescue Auntie Cleo from the clutches of the Weekenders? Yeah, I got a spy on my crew. You gotta, you know. It's my right. What are you doing?
Something on your mind?
Yeah, why do you just keep staring at that? Mysterious bottle of hooch. For disinfecting equipment, probably. Maybe. Pristine medical journals, the only thing in Ellie's cabin that haven't been roughed up, shot up, or spattered with blood. So, Felix.
Good to see you, boss.
So how'd you end up on the Groundbreaker?
Didn't I tell you? I'm secretly the chairman's orphan child, abandoned at birth in the back bays.
And then you were raised by a pack of sprats, right?
That's right. Can't get anything past you, boss. Honestly, before you picked me up, I was living in the back bays. Spent my whole life up there, watching ships roll in and take off. Always wondered when my ship would come. I was what folks on the Groundbreaker call a stowaway. Means I was invisible. Life carried on for everybody else, but not for me. I had to make my own way.
You were a stowaway.
That's what they called us. Orphans with no family, no company to take us in, nowhere to go but the back bays. The word's a touch kindlier than Rungleech, but the meaning's just as clear. If you can't support your own self, you don't deserve to be on the Groundbreaker.
So how'd you manage?
Same way we all do. Look for work and hope somebody would give me a shot. Hauling boxes was about the only work I could find. Hated every second of it. Foreman and I never got on.
Right, the incident with the tossball stick.
Could be I was overreacting. A better man might have turned the other cheek. Exercised a little bit of that, what's the word? Restraint? But on the other hand, broadsiding the jackass with a tossball stick, that felt good. That felt real good. You ought to try it.
I'll think about it. One hand to melee. I know I've had plenty of practice bludgeoning people. You know, beat the devil out of them.
That's what I like about you, boss. You got a mean swing. I caught a real lucky break. If you hadn't picked me up, I'd still be back at the docks, waiting for the day my ship arrives.
Please, Felix, if I hadn't picked you up, you'd probably be in a prison cell.
Oh, yeah. I had a prison cell back on the Groundbreaker. Carved my name on the wall. I wonder if it's still there. Thanks for listening, boss. Let's get going.
Yeah, our bathroom.
Dust accumulation analysis. 2.5 years.
That's a slow turnaround. Good work, Sam.
Thank you, customer. Sam, merciless on germs.
Alright, well, we should probably get going then. Vocal competence reamplification, respecification machine. Oh, wait. Never mind, I'm good. Yep, that was my shins. So, journal says... Let's do that one. So we're heading back to the Groundbreaker. Ah, shit. Always forget that's clickable.
The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Let's bring Sam just for shits and giggles. Giggly Sam?
You see we had a conveyor pull in? One of them interstellar jobs. Hard to be
Well, if I shit, he'll giggle and clean it up.
Purpleberry punch. You want a punch? We got your punch right here.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. Employee morale is at popularity of Chairman Rockwell's
God damn.
rollback initiative.
Deception and lies. Don't believe the board.
That's a perfect way to deal with sprats.
Has shed the yoke of
You're more.
overlords and now thrives. They claim this place to be uninhabitable, but
Sorry for the interruption there. Our real they included a scene from an upcoming series.
Hey,
Have you had a moment to look into that little opportunity I told you about on Roseway? You don't hurry up. Someone will get to snooping around there before you do.
well, I investigated that distress signal from Roseway.
What's that? Speak up now.
About the secrets you asked me for.
What'd you turn up?
Well, I could lie. I acquired some research on Rapdon Musk, but I found another buyer. I found a prototype weapon schematic from Force, but I lost it. I found fancy toothpaste formula. Here you go.
These corporations, I tell you. Once they get an idea into their big dense heads, there's no getting it out again. Can't imagine how I'll offload this. But waste not, want not, I suppose.
So that's why I'd want to keep him. Martin Callahan might be interested. Spacer's Choice is supposedly developing toothpaste now. Acquired research on Rapdon. Yeah, here we go.
Well, 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 aren't you clever? Thank you, dearie. I might just follow up on that.
Acquired some research on Rapdon Musk, but I found another buyer.
A shame you didn't visit old Gladys first. That would have fetched a good price. I may have thrown in a batch of my famous sugar cookies just to sweeten the deal. If Auntie Cleo's exporting wraps from Monarch, golly me, someone's going to be in the soup when they get caught.
Well, I found a prototype for a schematic from Force, but I lost it.
Bless your slippery little fingers. Isn't that just a shame? Prototype schematics go for a fair handful of bits around here.
Well, I think that's it.
Are you positive? Honest to goodness?
I'm certain there's nothing left.
Can't say I wasn't hoping for more, but I suppose it can't be helped. Law bless you for doing the legwork, sweetie. Don't forget your pal Gladys now. You can come visit anytime.
Okay, back to your hard-earned wisdom.
Straight to the point, eh? All right then, on you go. Anytime.
I guess I
sweetheart.
actually have to buy
You
the
know
key
where to
from
find
her.
me.
I guess that's just something I have to do. Well, we'll do this next. There, wait, what? Leah Hagen needs someone who can navigate to Stellar Bay. Oh yeah, I need to get Stellar Bay.
Gracious. I was just sitting down for tea.
All right, well,
Fantastic. Do be careful with it, dear, as these keys tend to be a tad hard to acquire. You should have a chat with Lilia Hagen in the Sublight offices. She's a dear. You'll love her. Now, was there anything else? Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me.
I'm gonna be able to set foot on a whole other planet? I know Monarch's a moon, but I think it counts anyhow.
Area analysis is as follows. Significant dust and spore. Concentration. Vacuuming estimate. Calculating. Calculating. Calculating.
he's gonna be on that for a while. Hey, buddy.
I received a very interesting message from Gladys Kilkelly not too long ago. You know, about the toothpaste? The Spacer's Choice trustees will be pleased. I might even get an extra meal voucher. And I hear I got you to thank. So thanks.
Be bold, Martin. Ask for 2 meal vouchers.
I don't think boldness is really part of our brand. I'd need to check my contract.
For warning, you're still logged in on one of the public terminals.
Shit. Oh, shit. No, I mean, yeah, excellent. Yeah, that was intentional. As the face of Spacer's Choice, it's my honor to be a public figure. Who needs privacy when you have job security?
CNP Borscht Pockets can be microwaved in 2 seconds. Borscht Pockets.
If this is something Tobias could handle, see yourself out the door.
Look, I got a nav key to Stellar Bay. Is that job still up for grabs?
Sure is. Welcome aboard, contractor. One of my guys in Stellar Bay has a lead on some high-grade salvage, but he went dark before he could spill the goods. We arranged a drop at the Saltuna warehouse's loading dock. Find whatever he left there and take it to Fallbrook. My gal Catherine will be expecting you.
What's Sublight doing in Fallbrook?
A few of my contractors run flights in there and out again, working around with the board embargo. We keep the community lubricated with a steady supply of booze and unconventional erotica. Byzantium kids with more money than sense can thank Sublight for their good time.
How unconventional. Asking for a friend.
One of my guys filmed a Raptidon grinding on an automech. Didn't end well for anyone, including the cameraman.
Alright, what kind of salvage are we looking for?
When the board pulled out of Monarch, they buried or sealed anything they couldn't carry off-world. Apparently, one of Catherine's teams uncovered an abandoned lab with full tanks of Alta Vitae gas.
So I'm going after Alta Vitae gas. What exactly is that?
It's exactly 1 million bits per cubic meter. Before you get too excited, The only thing rarer than Alta Vitae gas is a reliable buyer. Dangerous stuff. Acid for the nuclein in your cells. It's no good to anyone outside of a lab.
I'll take it.
Now get going. Catherine will brief you on the details when you check in with her at Fallbrook. One last thing. When you're on the job, keep a pair of eyes in the back of your head. Understood?
Anything else I should know about Monarch?
Few laws and even fewer people to enforce them. If you're working for the right side, it's a fucking paradise. You'll do fine. Probably nothing to worry about. Probably.
I ain't worried if you aren't, Captain. Honest.
Let's go.
Job assessment. It's a mess.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so Sprace Crime Continuum. Or the Empty Man. We're going to Fallbrook anyway. Take Max to visit Reginald Cheney and ask him about the big journal.
CNP near maple syrup. It's near this complete record.
Hasn't been deader than usual around here. Chief wants to reduce board travel.
Rizzo's purpleberry fudge. Soft chocolate and nut around a sweet purpleberry flavored center. Subject, cheering. You can do it.
Any updates?
Yeah, but isn't the savior of Groundbreaker? What can I do for you?
Nope.
Be seeing you.
Oh, it's like Minecraft fences. Annoyingly can't jump over them.
Heard from the last is down on 22 that you did it.
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave serial.
Okay, well. May they enjoy that.
Welcome back, Captain. Now that you have acquired a nav key to Stellar Bay, would you like me to contact Dr. Wells?
Put them on screen.
Well done. You'll love Monarch. Exotic climate, violent native species, fascinating culture, really. You'll need to speak with Hiram Blythe. He's known as the information broker, and for good reason. If anyone knows where I can find those chemicals, it's Hiram. I need those chemicals to revive the Hope's colonists. They can help us fight back against the Board. They can help us set things right. If we don't put a stop to the Board, they're going to drive this colony toward a complete societal collapse. You'll see what I mean when you arrive on Monarch.
Alright. You sound like you've been to Monarch.
No, never. Monarch is a hotbed of political activity. I can't imagine why Hiram set up shop there. Cuisine, perhaps?
Well, it sounds like a hotbed of
I certainly wouldn't call it boring, especially if your idea of fun involves navigating a hostile biosphere populated by carnivorous monsters. You'll want to hire the services of a skilled guide. I recommend a hunter by the name of Nyoka. Frequents the drinking establishments of Stellar Bay. Very hard to miss. Once you have everything you need, make your way to Hiram Blythe's compound.
Alright.
Come see me in my lab. I'll answer any questions you have.
Okay.
Best of luck. Everyone on the Hope is counting on you.
Nice. Let's see. There, that's up to 40. we can get this up to 40, we can knock it down by 50. Tinkering cost by 50%. They're wrestling over there. Alright, off to Monarch.
We're now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain.
Anybody begging to come with me? No? Okay, so let's put us right back on this. But we're above, hang on. Vicar Max track down the scholar, take Max to visit Reginald. Okay. Alright, dude, where's your dude? I like that view. Though it appears it's either nighttime or there's absolutely no atmosphere. Then again, there are clouds, so there has to be something. Insert captain's identification card to initiate remote landing. Okay. No thanks. Right.
Hey, hold on there. I gotta sign you in. Don't think I've seen you around. That means you must be new to Stellar Bay. You are new here, right?
You seem surprised.
You must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in. There's only 3 of them these days. Still, they tend to scare folk off.
What are they doing out there?
You may not have heard, you being new, but Stellar Bay hardly ever gets off-world traffic. Us being cut off by the board and all. Which means I never get to do this part, but I've been practicing, so here goes. On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay, home of the freshest sal tuna in Halcyon. Please state your name for the records.
I'm Captain Bob Ross.
Swell. There's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code. I'm not supposed to do that. It's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. Besides, I got a lot of empty entries to fill.
Stellar Bay really that isolated?
We don't get ship traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are Sublight. They got a base in Fallbrook. And thank the stars for them, or we would have run out of Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch years ago.
Not what I expected to find on Monarch, though.
Oh, that'll just make Mr. Sanjar's day if you tell him. The board makes up lots of nasty stories about raptidons and cannibals and whatnot. But that's all outside our walls. Mostly.
Mostly. So you're saying the board's been lying?
Oh, sure. They make Stellar Bay sound like a rotten place, but it's not so bad. Get a good breeze going, and the sulfur smell mostly covers up the fishy smell.
Ah, the nostalgic stench of home. Can't say I miss the day-to-day of living in Edgewater.
Anyway, Mr. Sanjar's got lots to say on that subject. Kinda goes over my head, though.
Alright, well, I'm gonna have a
Mr.
look
Sandra,
around.
I'll be mighty pleased to meet you. If you see him over at headquarters, maybe you could tell him I did a bang-up job of welcoming you? Oh, and if you're headed that way, maybe you could do me a favor?
It depends. What is it?
I got this Rizzo's Rangers tossball poster coming in on the next Sublight shipment, signed by the Black Hole himself. Only I haven't heard anything in a while. You think you could check with Celia to see if it's come in?
I'm sorry, who? Who's the Black Hole?
That's Bertie Holcomb. Only one of the greatest tossball hackers ever.
I wonder if he's kin. Dad had family that worked for Rizzo's. I never got to meet them.
Everyone's heard of him, even on Monarch. We still get some of the games. You been living in a sulfur pit or something?
Where does headgear go? It always disappears in the text logs. Or when we're doing this one-on-one thing. Well, actually, I've been in hibernation for decades.
Oh, you're real funny. Guess I don't feel so bad for missing what goes on in the rest of Stellar Bay.
Alright, well, ask about your poster.
Thanks a bunch. Celia works for Mr. Sanjar in the MSI building next to the bar. She's always there, so you can't miss her.
Guess he's watching. The Yacht Club.
Laws. Can a man enjoy the smooth menthol flavor of a Stogie Slim in peace?
Got a lot of brass for a man doing absolutely nothing.
What I am doing, sir, is enjoying the moment. It's so rare that I can seize one apart from the jabbering masses of this wretched place.
Your neighbors probably aren't missing your company either, come to think of it.
And how should they know what they're missing? I recall when Stellar Bay was a proper board-affiliated town with regular shipments of Auntie Cleo's best and all the cereals. Before Sanjar took over MSI and got us all booted.
But now you're all free from the board.
Yes, free to wallow in squalor together. Free to squabble with the iconoclasts over a raptidon-infested hellhole. Look, you're making me melancholy. Is there something you wanted?
I'll leave. Sound like a right. This lady.
And the little bastard's slippery, right? On account of its blood, so it's sliding. All over the place, trying to crawl away. Getting so I can't tell the blood from the mud. But I gotta get in there. Get right in that baby rap's stomach and dig it out. If so much as a drop of stomach acid got on that medallion, I don't know what I'd do. Might be I'd hunt every damn rapt out there. Right. What are you staring? Wait. You ain't from around here. Who are you?
Come on, Bob Ross. Pleasure to meet you.
Ooh, charmer. Don't get a lot of that around here. Folks mostly grump at me about how I should join the MSI payroll. Nice change of pace. Buy me a drink, will you?
I'll stay in chat, but look like you've had enough. I'm told you can get me an information broker. Thanks, I'll take you up on that offer another time. Sure, another round.
Outstanding! What are you doing in Stellar Bay, stranger?
Vacation.
Oof. Some hell you've chosen. You must really love fish.
Allergic, actually.
That is a fucking shame.
Yeah, listen, I'm told you can help me find an information broker.
Well. Let's get down to brass nuts then, shall we? Wait, that ain't it. Brass rats? Let's talk business. I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? You have to get me something to clear my head.
Alright, what do you need?
Outstanding! Our dispensary here maintains a stock of, well, I don't rightly know what they are. Steroid or caffeine somethings? Pills. They're very good. I'm cut off for the month, on account of needing one just about every damn day. But I'm sure you've got your wily ways. Fetch me one and we'll be all set.
Steroid or caffeine somethings. Caffeine somethings. You don't even know what you're taking? You mean caffeinoid? That stuff's just a stimulant.
Well, they work. We got a deal or what?
Alright. Hey.
Well. Isn't often we see new folk in Stellar Bay. First drink's on me, stranger.
Nice.
Enjoy. If you plan on sitting through Nyoka's stories, you might could use a few.
I could use a few and telling them myself.
Now what can I do for you?
Well, how well do you know this lady?
Anyone who spends any amount of time in this bar is bound to get to know Nyoka. On account of her being here so often herself. And I don't mean that unkindly. Anyone who's rid us of as many beasts as you have is entitled to a few drinks. Something else I can do for you?
Why is this place called the Yacht Club?
But it had a fancy ring to it. Name's the first advertising anyone sees, after all.
Are there any yachts?
Nope. But a man can dream.
Well, you're not used to seeing new faces. We kind of know why,
Not since
though.
Amber Heights. These days we have more leaving than coming. Off to join the Iconoclasts or some such.
What happened in Amber Heights?
Bunch of marauders broke into the executive compound, slaughtered everyone. Corporations pulled out of Monarch not long after. I thought everyone knew. But then that was 10 years ago. Still feels fresh to us every time we look at our walls, though.
Alright, well, I'm good. Just drops that in the bathroom. Yucca bar talk bingo sheet. Several phrases have been marked off. Right between the eyes. There were 3, no 4 of them. That raft was this big. Took it down with one shot. Buy me a drink. Whoa. A lot of y'all up here. Caleb Hendrick.
New face, huh? You from Offworld?
Captain Bob Ross of the Unreliable.
A ship captain? Well, I'll be. Here, let me buy you a drink. Consider it an MSI welcome. Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell, and revel with us?
By the smell, he's been reveling enough for you both already.
What are you celebrating?
Me and my friends have taken our destiny into our own hands. We're untethered, free of responsibility and worldly cares. Well, as long as we don't run out of bits. But until the windfall's gone, we're riding high. See, we just walked out on our work. Had enough, we did. So now we're striking.
Well, what made you walk off?
It ain't any one thing but the sum of it all, having to work longer shifts for less bits. And the wages we do earn don't cover as much as they used to. Our supervisor Velma goes on and on about quarterly profits and meeting quotas. But that ain't what Sanjar promised us. Velma refuses to negotiate, so we're refusing to work. We won't go back until she agrees to pay us fair and proper. Us on Monarch, we're free from the board, you know? We have the right to lobby for better hours and pay.
I happen to be very good with negotiations.
I wouldn't doubt it. You look like the type who tends to come out on top. Not like us cogs, trying to be the squeaky wheel but just getting deadlocked. It's been days, but Velma won't even hear us out. Maybe you could just make her listen to our demands.
Alright, I'll mediate.
You would do that? We sure are lucky you decided to come up to the patio today. I knew drinking up here would be good for more than the view.
Alright. What about Velma?
Sure thing. What did you want to discuss?
Any suggestions how to put pressure on her?
If I knew that, I'd have tried it. Talking reasonably got me nowhere. Maybe you'll fare better. The others wanted to blackmail her, but we're above that. Besides, them are just rumors. We got no proof they're true.
Alright, what's the blackmail about now?
I would never endorse such an untoward tactic, you know, but, well, there's rumors that Velma's taking a cut off the profits. So far it's just gossip, you know, but if there was any proof to be had, it'd be in the Saltuna warehouse, I reckon.
Okay. Maybe they sat down there and it dropped. Yeah, it could have been. Come in or stay out. I gotta do this. God damn it, you two are the worst. Pristine. Oh, don't even know why I have that. Okay. Equip time. That's pretty good. Science weapon damage. Yeah, sure, why not?
What are the chances of all the times and places we could have been born?
Yeah.
We're here, light years from Earth, going about our lives.
Every time the punch clock peals, a worker earns his meals.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, I thought you were quoting It's a Wonderful Directorate.
Monarch. Hey.
Fresh blood at last. Stellar Bay could use some.
Could I get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it next to the others, sir. Greetings, and welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and purveyors of the finest salt tuna in Halcyon. What can I do for you today?
Grim asked me to check to you about a tossball poster. What was the exchange about? Having money trouble?
Or is he not paying you on account of how he tried to fix the thing his own self and busted it even worse? and then said you wasn't fixing it fast enough, so he's docking your wages again? Not that I got any prior experience with such.
Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. I just spent most of my paycheck on Raptidon acid.
Do you normally blow money on Raptidon parts?
Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or a mantis worm wings. Whatever Sebastian has in stock, really.
Okay. Why are you buying
so
this
I can
stuff?
talk to him, of course.
Oh.
He doesn't get going about much else.
I reckon she's got a little bit of a squish on this fella.
What?
He's sort of the strong, silent type. Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff. And some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell.
You want me to help?
Would you? I'd appreciate that so much. Maybe don't tell him I wanted you to ask. Just that you met this really nice lady named Celia, and she seemed... Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slowly. I'd better get back to work.
Oh, wait, I'm curious. What do you see in him?
He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know? Like there's stuff going on inside his head that you have no idea about. Plus, he's got great legs. It's hard to find a man who doesn't skimp on lower body exercises.
You really want to be with someone you can't talk to? There's other fish in the sea. That's all I need to know.
Sorry, sometimes I get carried away.
I still need to talk to you, though.
Have you talked to Sebastian yet?
Not yet.
What did he say?
Do you think I have? Look, I got something about a tossball poster.
You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it, but if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask. She's in the warehouse. But I'll warn you, Grim wore her patience thin a long time ago.
Okay, that's good. Adventures of Bob Ross are going fine. Yeah, I found myself. Here I am, right here. Except I'm lusting after a guy? That's not right.
Well, new business turns up at last. Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
No, you have a meeting with me.
Did you hear that power play, Celia? They don't make them like this anymore in Halcyon. I only hope you don't judge me by my handshake. Now, what business brings you here?
Well, I'm charting my own path, going where the wind takes me.
What a charming notion. One doesn't meet many free spirits in Halcyon. Not outside Tartarus prison, anyway. Forgive me, I'd be positively enraptured. Only, I take it this means you aren't here for Saltuna.
Absolutely not. Could always be both. If I have to eat one more weird science project passed off as food in the sprat-fucked colony, I'm gonna stab someone.
Yes, that's it. Channel your anger. I only wish I could do the same.
Seems like you're having a rough time, Mr. Sanjar. Are you doing quite all right?
Oh, don't worry on my account. This is merely the latest in a long line of professional erotic and athletic disappointments. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
What exactly were you hoping to accomplish? If you're free of the other corporations, why did you want to bring them back? Sounds like a personal problem. I've got what were you hoping to accomplish?
Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now. Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
Are you tired of scrounging and scraping by? Is that it? Sounds like you're freer than anyone else in Halcyon. Why not embrace it?
You talk like Graham.
Freedom always sounds nice, doesn't it? It makes a rather pretty slogan. But if you sit down and tally up the costs, how you provide for yourself in the absence of aid, how you protect yourself from a hostile galaxy, it starts to lose its shine.
Exactly. Intellectualism fuels the train to mankind's future, but the tracks the train runs on are forged from practicality.
Mr. Vicar, I don't want to be rude, but I don't think that means anything.
Yes, it's as though the good vicar has plucked the very words from my brain.
So, that's the coward's answer. That's a coward's answer.
I have people to look after. I need to be practical.
That's why Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
But will that help the people here, Mr. Sanjar? Keep them fed and safe?
That's precisely what I'm trying to do.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
Well, this lady knows what's going on.
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. At any other company, she'd be wasted in data entry. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
Alright, but how do you mean to do that? How long did it take you to figure out that you need to defend your city?
Not long, but the devil is always in the details. And the salient detail here is a Bolt 52 cartridge. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Alright, but what is it?
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance.
Ordnance or ordnance?
An ordnance, of course. We do things in a civilized fashion here, not like Graham's iconoclasts.
Of course he wants to fight bureaucracy with paperwork. I should have known.
Can a legal document really be that important? So where do I find this ordnance? Once you have the Bolt 32, what's the other part of your plan?
I'll need to gather some supplemental materials, but I mustn't get ahead of myself.
You do tend to do that.
The Bolt 52 will be in the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in. And these days, it's overrun with marauders and raptidons.
Why are you saying it that? Why are you saying it that way?
Saying what? Which way?
Arms. You're saying arms instead of arms.
That's just what it's called. It's supposed to stand for something, but I forget what.
Fine, I'll see what I can do.
Good enough. I know when to settle. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
Alright.
What can I do for you?
Anything else? I'm looking for information broker. I have questions about MSI in the good old days. I met Grimm at the... Yeah, I met Grimm.
I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff?
He did a bang-up job.
Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you?
Yeah, what about the good old days?
Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes.
Did MSI get kicked off the board in the first place? What exactly do you want back? What's that? What? Yeah, what is that? I'm guessing this has to do with the raids.
It's a legal provision that gives the board the authority to cordon off any planet or location that it deems dangerous.
A necessary evil for the greater good of society.
That's exactly how the board describes it.
And they've invoked it on Monarch. Or you sound skeptical. Yeah, you sound skeptical.
Monarch may be dangerous, but it's hardly the wasteland the board describes it to be.
whatever the board's goals, the greater good has little part in them.
How did MSI get kicked off? I mean, we kind of guessed, but why exactly do you want back? We kind of know. You don't seem to think too much, Graham.
He and his followers call themselves the Iconoclasts. Lawless anarchists, all of them. If anyone on Monarch deserves the reputation the board's pinned on us, it's them.
I will admit, I am keen to meet their leader.
Well, be careful what you wish for. Graham has a habit of ruining everything and everyone around him.
So let me guess, this is where we have to side between either the Iconoclasts or these guys. You got strong feelings on the matter. Maybe you should give him a chance. You got strong feelings.
I'm trying to build something here. They only want to destroy things, and they risk ruining Monarch for all of us. It isn't just that they drain our people and resources. Every radical act they commit cements Halcyon's image of us all as destructive rebels, and pushes us further from the rest of the colony. He's lucky the board doesn't take him seriously enough to keep more than a few UDL gunships patrolling Monarch.
An Earth Directorate assault cruiser would change his tune. It's almost a shame we haven't seen one around Monarch in a long while.
Alright, how did it happen
I've
exactly?
asked myself the same thing many times, especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws.
Do you mean that you initiated your own removal? You're getting ahead of yourself. Yeah, you're getting ahead of yourself again. This is why you can't trust corporations and their so-called laws.
It's true, the board has treated us unfairly, but I'd always envisioned that things could be different. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2, but back then it was known as Terra 1.
Terra 1 and Terra 2. I see the board has their best people on that one.
Really? I always thought they were refreshingly straightforward names. After all, the whole point of terraforming was to make them Earth-like.
Here, though, the results were mixed.
And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out.
But not MSI, right?
Our leadership at the time certainly wanted to.
And how did that work out?
Most regard Monarch as a lost cause. But there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up.
Reforms are for quitters. Yeah.
Nonsense. They're good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished workers are not productive workers. Even a cursory review of the data bears that out.
I hope you'd treat them nice, whether it was good business or not, Mr. Sanjar. That's what being a community means. Treating people right, because it's the right thing to do.
Ms. Holcomb is our endlessly optimistic crew hand. It's good for the captain's morale.
A noble thought, Miss Holcomb. Unfortunately, noble thoughts rarely sway board policy. Anyway, we learned of a loophole in the corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out, creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms.
Take it your leadership to embrace your ideas, using the board's own tools against them. Clever. Who's this us and we you keep talking about?
Oh, well, there were surely other junior executives with more open minds. Though none of them had the temperament to handle the paperwork.
Who are we talking about? You're being cagey.
But I was keeping my tone flat and maintaining eye contact. You weren't supposed to notice I was avoiding the subject.
This is why you've never been good with presentations, sir.
Very well. Many, many years ago, Graham Bryant and I used to be collaborators, of sorts.
So he helped you make your case to the senior executives.
Indeed. For all the good it did. MSI's then leadership wasn't enthusiastic. They insisted we'd be relocating to Terra 2, along with everyone else.
Yet here you are. I hope you gave them the finger. I guess you missed the transport. Well, here you are.
Yes, some of us stayed behind, and as the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge of what was left of MSI. I moved forward with our planned reforms, as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet. Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages.
I'm starting to zone out. That's low even for them. Why would they even do that? You should have known you couldn't oppose them. Well, it is low.
I don't think I realized how far they'd stoop. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws. I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly wish it functioned differently.
Okay, so you used to work with Graham, but why not mention that earlier?
As far as I'm concerned, the less said about Graham, the better. Graham seemed like a reasonable man years ago. We both agreed that MSI's treatment of its workers was untenable. I thought reforms would be enough. I didn't realize you wanted to abolish the corporate system entirely.
Alright, we can guess why you want
Why
back,
wouldn't anyone? They own nearly all the resources and infrastructure in Halcyon.
Without the board, chaos would overtake the system. Working within the established order isn't a principle to snub one's nose at, Captain.
To be on the board is to be part of the colonial community, and being cut off means slow strangulation.
Yeah, but they've treated you pretty roughly. I can't fault you for your practicality. Seems to me like anything's better than the corporate yoke.
I fear the MSI citizens who've been dissolved into Raptidon Cud would disagree with you.
Come on, join
Membership
PBS
on the
with the
board
rest of
can
us.
Ease our hardships and provide us with opportunities, then that's the path I mean to pursue. Besides, I'm hopeful that additional leverage on our part will allow us a more equitable relationship.
Leverage.
Don't get ahead of yourself, sir.
Yes, it'll be easier to explain once we have the Bolt 52. My hope is to maintain the reforms we've managed here, and who knows? Perhaps once we're restored, we could spread them to other corporations. What can I do for you?
Nothing. God. I'm looking for an information broker.
Hiram? Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. Not that he's had the courtesy to notify me, at any rate.
How do I get there?
You'd head south along the road and look for a mountain to the west. Not that I'd advise it. It's a terribly dangerous trek. But if you insist on going, I'd recommend taking a local guide. Nyoka would be a prime candidate.
If you can keep her sober.
Alright, thank God. Jesus Christ, that went on forever. Oh, just takes us right back up. Here. Is this really as big as your office is? Oh, no. View data. Summary report of conditions within Stellar Bay. Saltunas of the Deep. It's like music for the soul. Productivity has continued to improve since relaxing MSI's old restrictions and making allowances for employee benefits such as time off for illnesses and personal leave. 24.9% reductions in shift length and 52.3% in more positive feedback. Fishery output up 15.2% this year, showing a continuing but slowing growth trend. Decreased gains compared to previous years are likely due to the deterioration of materials and morale, occasional shortfalls in the supplies, and the gradual loss of personnel to marauders 7.2%, hostile wildlife 10.3%, and iconoclast recruitment 17.4%. Reconciliation with the board remains a long-term goal, but the immediate concern is defending the city from hostile elements. Repairing damage to the city walls consumes approximately 32.8% of our annual budget. The best solution would be an influx of skilled defenders and weaponry, but given the aforementioned factors and their effects on the local population, such a solution remains unlikely. Working slogans. MSI, our profit margins are stellar. MSI Saltuna, 43.28% more nutrient dense than the leading brands. Stellar Bay, a tolerable center of commerce in a hostile and chaotic galaxy. Good enough. Who are you?
If you want to talk to the boss, she's in the back of the warehouse.
Sure. Get in here. Wage determined by merit of your work. This is the bathroom. Yep. Ooh. Well, this is nice. Yeah, I wondered if there's an invisible wall of me right here. Broken tossball stick? Broken tossball stick. Elijah's written along the shaft. Yeah, invisible. Oh, yep.
Velma seem out of sorts to you?
She's always cranky.
No, I mean...
She was probably in there and I just missed her.
Wouldn't know. I made it a point to stay out of her way.
There's a lot of people around here. How you doing, sir?
Got any news from the rest of Halcyon?
Nope. Hey.
Ooh, you're the new face. Wow, you must be up on all the latest tossball games. So who do you follow? Wait, don't tell me. You look like a Hammersmith Thunder fan. No, Glacial Age Mammoths.
Those losers, they're all pretty great. Who has time to watch grown men and women hit balls with sticks? They're all pretty great.
Aren't they just? When I get to worrying about the marauders outside, the raptidons chewing at the walls, I just turn my transceiver up to drown it all out. Most of the time it's static on account of the frequency being clogged up, But sometimes, it's tossball. So, what can I do for you?
Said you were having trouble receiving tossball game transmissions?
Graham's always filling the airwaves with his propaganda. Like it's done him any good. All it means is the tossball games get to us in fragments. Makes them real hard to watch.
Okay. Is anybody in here with you? Oh, you're gonna watch me like a hawk. Look. For some reason I had a hard time telling how I even actually got in here. Tell you what, in this game, it's almost criminal not to steal things. Because it's just so easy to do. I feel like there's a reason I can get up here. Oh! You go right through that. Alright.
If Velma's capable of running the warehouse, she can certainly pick up her own caffeinoid.
Don't be so hard on her. With Brax missing, she's working doubles and needs a little edge.
Very well, dearie. But you stop by anytime you like, hmm?
Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. Velma's gonna be extra cranky if she doesn't get her caffeinoid. Velma's gonna be extra cranky if she doesn't get her caffeinoid.
Hello, dearie. Why, I don't believe I've seen you before. And with sweet cheeks like those, I'd remember. What can Auntie Abigail do for you?
Well, I've been asked to pick up medicine, some kind of caffeine or steroids. Who's Velma?
She works over at the fishery next door. Quite the hard worker, but she's got a bit of a temper.
Temper?
Why, just the other day, I heard her shouting from here. I can't imagine what set her off. Oh, but here I go again, running my mouth when it's none of my business. Was there something else you needed?
Were you in charge of handing out medicine?
Yes, indeed. Someone's got to keep Stellar Bay's people healthy and energized.
You certainly seem excited.
Oh, but I am.
You're
I get to see
taking a
plenty
little.
of my neighbors here, and I do dearly love a little gossip.
All right, well, I need to pick out some medicine.
Bless your little heart. You must mean caffeinoid. If it's pep you need, one pill does the deed. Now, dearie, who's this pickup for?
Well, I don't know, Auntie. You have to pry that secret from my sweet little cheeks.
Aren't you a saucy thing? I may not be a fresh young thing anymore, but with age comes experience, dearie.
This got weird fast. Oh, well, why don't you show me a thing or two?
Much as I'd love to. My rheumatism is especially fierce at the moment, and I'm all out of my medicine.
Oh.
but I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. You were here for Caffeinoid, weren't you? Who's it for?
Well, it's for me.
I'm so sorry, but with the iconoclasts and the marauder filth chasing away what little trade we get, I'm afraid I have to reserve my supply for Stellar Bay residents. Our reserves have gotten so low, I've even had to start locking the supply room upstairs. Isn't it a shame what some people will do to get a little extra?
Oh, that is just awful.
Isn't it just? I'd make an exception for you if I could, my little cherub. Is there anyone else needing a special pickup from Auntie Abigail?
Well, there's, Nyoka.
Oh, her. It's none of my business, but I have told her Dr. Williams would bump up her monthly allotment if only she'd join MSI. Contribute like the rest of us. Now I've gone and said too much. And you know me, dearie. I don't like to pry.
Well, there must be some way I can increase it. When can Nyoka get her next dose? Doesn't anyone more not craft calf? Well, there must be some way I can do it. Come on.
I'm afraid not. Dr. Williams managed the town's allotments from his terminal upstairs. Even I can't access them.
Thought you were in charge around here, Auntie. You sure ought to be. Could intimidate. Where can I find this Dr. Williams? Well, I mean, I thought you were in charge around here.
Oh, you flatter an old woman. Me, I'm just here to be a pretty face for the customers. And to keep an extra key to the supply room, for all the times Dr. Williams misplaced his.
Forgetful fellow, eh?
Careless experimentation with medicinal substances does take its toll, eventually.
Okay, where can I find him?
In the town graveyard, I'm afraid. Poor man was always searching for the Flower of Enlightenment. On the way, he tried some rather daring substance combinations.
Flower of Enlightenment?
It's a philosophist symbol of some kind, dearie. Never you mind. The graveyard's near the southern ruins. You're certainly welcome to pay our respects, but the bodies tend to attract beasties. Do be careful. I'd hate for anything to happen to you, dearie.
Alright, well, you know, I'm not gonna intimidate her. She's an amazing woman here. No way am I gonna, like, you know, do anything untoward. Login. Could just hack it. Well, I'm in. Patient records. Nyoka. Caffeinoid allotment standard. Liver damage likely a result of prolonged alcoholism. Attitude problem likely a result of prolonged alcoholism. Frequent social withdrawal likely a result of prolonged alcoholism. Nice wrinkled and experienced woman. We'll just increase that. Back out. Hey, let's check out my records. Well, found, huh? Alright. Data storage. Please enter the name of the employee whose files you want to review. William. Here we go. Notes. Reactism plus pep you up. I had hypothesized that this combination might awaken my mind and senses to the greater realities around us. If that is true, then it seems my faculties were quite overwhelmed in this instance. Shortly after the dosage, I experienced cold sweats, tremors, and mild paranoia. It is perhaps due to these latter effects that most of my notes from the episode are of little use. Nevertheless, the effects were most invigorating. I will have to attempt a milder dosage once heart palpitations subside. Notes. Bushberry extract plus debilirol. After my previous experiments, I theorized that deadening my external senses might allow the mind's eye to glimpse the eternal. Alas, it was only partially successful. The combination of substances quickly rendered me both blind and feeble, so much so that I soon fell into a stupor. I awoke some hours later in a pile of my own sick and a most curious craving for Tilleritos. Costellarine, triple dosage. All empty. Edwards A, work in progress. Stellar Brides. She's a wide-eyed colonist from Earth. He is a hard-working Saltuna farmer from Monarch. Their attraction blossoms into a whirlwind romance that transforms Stellar Bay. Chapter 3, A Long Way from Arkansas. You can put my things here, Mr. Elliot. Mr. Elliot leading Abby to a dim apartment. The place was small, but it had a certain cozy charm. Abby set her bags on the floor and loosened the straps of her jumpsuit. Mr. Elliot coughed, his face suddenly red. If you get warm, you can always crack the window. Breeze from the bay is real nice. Just be careful about mantis swarms. As Abby went to take the room key, her fingers brushed his. He had strong, rough hands, a Saltuna farmer's hands. She felt herself blush. You've been ever so kind to me, Mr. Elliot. Call me Archibald, he said. In progress number 2. The Passion Broker. A renegade iconoclast driven by his ideals finds love in the arms of a mysterious man with a tortured past. Will he follow his head or his heart? Chapter 2. Tall, dark, and handsome. Come on up, said the voice on the comm. It was dangerous and smooth in a way that reminded Broderick of iceberg-aged whiskey. The door slid open with a whisper of perfumed air. The hair rose along the nape of his neck, and he proceeded up the stairs. The broker sat with his back to a top-of-the-line, mostly charcoal personnel heater. Slender fingers tinted. So this was the mysterious recluse who manipulated Monarch from afar. Broderick could feel the warmth of the heater from across the room, but it was the look in the broker's eyes that had him feeling feverish. The broker produced a pair of glasses and a bottle of something that looked expensive. He poured it off and held one of the glasses out to Broderick. For me? He asked, trying to record the man's smoldering gaze. Ignore the man's smoldering gaze. Indeed, the broker purred. I hear you're a man of bold tastes. Broderick took his glass. The broker continued, dark hair falling over darker eyes. That's why I've got a rare proposition for you. The glass nearly slipped from Broderick's fingers. He drank it in one gulp to hide the tremor in his hand. It burned all the way down. Work in progress 3. Clinic of the Heart. A battle-hardened young Earth Directorate soldier visits a remote clinic on Monarch to heal his injuries. But when he meets Gale, an elegant, older nurse, she goes to work on his heart. She goes to work on his heart as well. Chapter 34. Healing Touch. Fletcher held her tightly. His strength had returned. That much was clear. Yet here he remained at the clinic with her. He shook his head as if he'd read her mind with the perfect green eyes. Gale, the Earth Directorate's calling me back. They want me protecting Byzantium, but I don't know how to leave. Not after what we found together. Then stay, she whispered, letting her breath warm his ear. I can certainly find a position for you here. Oh, laws, he moaned, pulling her closer. She pressed her fingers to his lips. Shh. The only law here is love. Work in practice skips chapter 1 through 37. Let's start in chapter 38. I've known some writers to do that. They'll kind of just start kind of anywhere and kind of work their way through. Oh, we can create a new account. Oh, that's not gonna happen. Alright. Oh, oh, no, I don't see. It's gonna be like, is this like a way to sneak up here or something? I suppose I could sneak up here. Well, I shouldn't need to hack my way in.
Hello again, dearie. What can I get you?
Well, I'm picking up Caffeinoid for Nyoka, the third. I still need to pick up that Caffeinoid.
And what a helpful young man you are. Nothing like a little pill to liven up the spirits. Who's your lucky friend, dearie? Oh, her. It's none of my business, but I have told her Dr. Williams would bump up her monthly allotment if only she'd join MSI. Contribute like the rest of us.
So I don't think this is gonna work.
And said too much. And you know me, dearie. I don't like.
Because we bumped it up, but the guy's dead, so how's it gonna have happened? Well, when can she get her next dose?
I'm afraid it'll be the better part of a month. Our dear Nyoka tends to exhaust her supply rather quickly. Believe me, there's nothing I'd love better than to help you, but there's not much I can do. Dr. Williams managed the town's allotments from his terminal upstairs. Even I can't access them.
Okay, but I mean, I... Wait, but would I actually... Oh, there it is. Can we... Are we still allowed to actually search his body? Oh, we'll see. Seems like the option's still there. Hang on, I have gotten completely turned around. Okay, so I can't, yeah, okay. Came down that alleyway, okay. Oh, it's just taking me out there, damn it. That's not even where I want to go. I hate it when it switches quests on me.
Help! Someone's been killed! I think I'm gonna be sick.
Alright, what happened?
I clean the apartments while everyone's at work. I've seen all sorts of messes, but this... If you're going into the apartments, do not go into the lower one on the right. That's where the body is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go contemplate a hot shower.
Okay, you tried writing some of your ideas, but you can never make it sound right. Well, it usually takes like several tries, and you know, you gotta like... you know, rough drafts and all that kind of stuff. I've tried writing too.
Good day to you.
Whoa, by the stars, my poor heart. I just about pissed my jumpsuit.
Sorry.
Most people don't. Besides, this place is enough to try anyone's nerves. Where should I begin? With the oversized mantisaurs? Or perhaps the rats spewing acid at our walls? The board was right. This place isn't fit for human habitation, and I was a fool for staying.
Well, why'd you decide to stay in the first place?
Sanjar, of course. He had all these glorious ideas about how he'd run Monarch. Rest periods between every work shift. No shift more than 10 hours long. It all sounds wonderful, until you realize there's only a few centimeters of repurposed steel between you and the deadliest creatures in the galaxy.
Seems like you'd want more than centimeters.
I could do with a few kilometers of cold vacuum, but that spaceship is flown.
Well, I could say
Only
no, you
every
can't
day.
leave.
But in case you haven't noticed, we don't exactly get ships on a regular basis, yours notwithstanding. And even if I did scrape together enough to buy passage out with sublight, which would mean reaching Fallbrook without getting eaten, shot, or dissolved into green goo, what then?
Why don't you tell me? But you forgot stab, that's also a possibility.
Well, thank you for reminding me. As if I weren't already destined for an early grave. Lucky you.
Good luck to you, sir. Hey. Extra nice. Okay, what's this dead body mess?
I saw that.
No, you didn't. I wonder if I can just fucking run.
Incoming.
Hey, wait. No. There's no actual way to stop that from happening. So if you actually try to run from them, then they just attack. Wait. Did I get in here? Yeah, I did. So that answers that question. If you run, you can't actually run away. Who saw me anyway? There was no one in here. This is why we close doors when you come in. Get in here so I can close the goddamn door. Stop standing in the doorway. What is this, Skyrim? Jesus.
Oh, sorry. Just spooked me, was all.
What a gruesome way to die.
Alright, maybe I shouldn't steal things from this room. You know, for, evidence reasons. This betting slip lists some of the increasingly bold wagers made for a team called the Mostly Colonists. It's from Left Field Tossball Bettings. Okay. Yeah, let's... Several ragged outfits, all of them cut... all the same cut and color were stuffed into the suitcase. Alright, well. That's done, like I say. I'm not gonna steal stuff from in here. It's a crime scene. Be a terrible idea. Oh,
You don't like Sublight. Must be freelance.
Mm-hmm. You just... Boring. Mr. Nandy, sorry to bother you about this, but something foul is leaking from the apartment upstairs. I don't know what Celia is keeping up there, but she works for you, right? Do you think you could talk to her about it? Rose, can you please try to keep your windows shut? As I've tried to explain, leaving them open, especially when you've got food out, invites mantis swarms, and mantis swarm infestations is everyone's problem. To be hecked. Braxton, I know you keep odd hours. I know because I've heard you coming and going at all times of the day, night, haha. But maybe you could try to close your door a little more quietly. I've rather sensitive nerves, and every time I hear your door, I think we're in the middle of another Amber Heights.
Whatever you do, don't mention Tossball to Isaac. You'll never hear the end of it.
You know, I haven't seen him in a while.
If you got him stuck in an hour-long rant about mostly colonists, you'd be thankful.
That's the guy downstairs, isn't it?
You startled me. Don't sneak up on a person like that, huh?
Why is everyone so jumpy?
Jumpy? Who's Jumpy? I'm not Jumpy.
Didn't mean to scare you. God, don't you do that either. Jesus. You just get back to work with what you're doing. Nice. Here, let me just reach around you there. I could just sleep. A lot of workbenches around here.
Well, well. The only new folk I ever see in town are sublight runners from Fallbrook. But you don't look like one of Catherine's. What can I get you?
Coming and going all times of day and night. Gate to gate. Let's see what you got.
If you don't see it, I don't got it. Don't go asking for the special reserve.
Set the special reserve. Sell that shit. People around. Harder to steal out in the open. Ooh, Wildlife Emporium. Oh. I'm just back here again.
Wrapped musk and canid eyes, right here. Hello, stranger. Can I interest you in Raptidon tongue? Or maybe some canid toenails? You look like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts?
Why would I want any of that?
I don't know. Celia usually buys whatever I have, and Mr. Pickett seemed real interested. So I thought maybe I was onto something.
Mr. Pickett? Franklin Pickett from Edgewater?
That's him. He'd been here years, but he always talked about going back to Edgewater one day.
You know what he's talking about?
Sure. Mr. Pickett used to run the community center outside Edgewater. He had this grand idea to make it a museum for halcyon life.
Oh, that.
As my dad told it, Mr. Pickett was always going on about getting a manta queen for the last display. He left the Vale, gosh, years ago.
He came to Stellar Bay years ago, just before the board cut us off. Ended up stuck here. He was always real interested in our monsters. Manta queens, especially.
Yeah, I remember that. Have you seen one?
Sure. They're real big. Hard to miss them.
Where have you seen one?
Well, I could send you to the same place I sent Mr. Pickett. But I haven't seen him in a few weeks. To tell true, I'm starting to get a bit worried about him.
Captain, can we look for him? I'd feel awful if somebody from home was in trouble and we didn't do nothing.
Tell you what. I'll tell you where I sent Mr. Pickett if you promise to look for him. Help him out if he's got himself in trouble. Fair deal?
Sounds fair. Keep an eye out for him. If he's a friend of Parvati's, I suppose I ought to.
Thanks, Captain.
All right then. Leave town through the southern gate, the one right here, and head past the abandoned ruins. Last Mana Queen I saw was in the wilds out that-a-ways. Could be Mr. Pickett still out there too.
Alright, let's talk about Celia.
Huh. I haven't seen her in a few days, but I've been meaning to ask her how that Raptidon acid is working out. I hope it's working okay, because no one else really seems interested in this stuff.
Would you consider going on a date with her?
Wait, I see what's going on. She put you up to this so she could get a discount, hmm?
Oh, no, that's not it at all. She's smitten with you. You smited her. Smote? Smoot?
Don't get me wrong. I'd like to give her a discount. She's a real fine lady. Always talks nice and slow so I understand. But if I give her one, I won't hardly make a bit, on account of no one else having any use for Raptidon tongues.
Well, don't take my word for it. Spend time with her. I promise she won't ask for a discount.
You sound pretty sure. And she is awful nice.
Give her a chance. Give yourself a chance. Take her someplace nice.
Okay, I'll do it. Once her shift ends, we'll go someplace nice. Maybe to Chef Raymond's.
That's the spirit, Sebastian. Be yourself. Between you and me, Captain, I'm not sure Miss Celia knows him too well, but we can hope, right? I want them to be happy.
She's a shipper. What do you have,
you look
anyway?
Like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts?
Let's see what you got. This is pig tumors. Nice. Mainly just meat and stuff. Huh. The hell?
Sir, please, I need your help. I can pay. Oh, thank you for stopping. Everyone acts like nothing's wrong, like my little boy isn't at risk of being eaten by some vile creature. Please, you have to help me get my little Tucker back. He ran away and is going to get himself killed. Oh, I just know a Raptidon is melting him with acid as we speak.
Your child is missing. Where'd you last see him?
Oh, I just knew you were a good person. Agnes, I said, this is the man to save your little Tucky. And I was right. He ran out into the wilderness a few days ago. I warned him about the Raptidons, Mantisaurs, and Marauders, the toxic sulfur pools and poisonous plants, but he didn't listen.
Oh, law, Captain. A youngster won't last long in a place like this. Please, can't we help?
Please, won't you go and find my boy?
It's not a human child, is it? I get the feeling it's not a human child. Why would he run away?
He's been pining for an adventure. Says he's
Oh.
tired of living cooped up behind the walls.
Okay,
But
maybe he is.
doesn't understand how dangerous it is out there. I warned him. A raptidon would snap him up first chance it got. I just know one's ripped his arm off and is gnawing on his sweet little fingers. He should have listened to his mama. I promised I'd keep him safe here with me.
Where would he have gone?
He's been listening to those awful broadcasts that the iconoclasts put out. I begged Sanjar to put a stop to them, but did he? No! And now I just know my boys run off to Amber Heights. That is, if a Manta Queen hasn't spooled out and eaten his entrails for breakfast already.
What were you saying about the iconoclasts?
Those low-life degenerates, leading innocent boys into a life of danger. Oh, they make it sound so exciting. Like it's noble to risk it all out there, fighting for the greater good. How noble is it to worry your loved ones? Not at all, I say. But still they preach their sermons of anarchy and rebellion to anyone who'll listen. If they weren't holed up in Amber Heights, I'd knock them all upside the head.
I'd like to see you try that. Little brat rip his arm off and beat him with it. You say there was a reward involved?
Well, I guess I can't ask you to leave the town walls for free. It is deathly dangerous out there. I got some bits saved up for a rainy day. I'll give you every last one if you just bring my Tucker back to me. I won't even be mad at him running off. You tell him I won't be mad.
Look, we need these bits to fund public television. All right. Where are Amber Heights?
That old settlement, southwest of Stellar Bay. I don't know which is worse, the thought of my son shacking up with the nutty iconoclasts, or that he never made it. Sprats could be nesting in his rotting body alongside the road as we speak. Or maybe marauders got him, pulled all his teeth out, crushed him into their drugs and made him snort them. Oh, the things that could happen to my sweet baby.
Hang on, that last one sounds kind of okay.
Thank you. Oh, I know he'll be safe now that someone's able to fetch him home. You look for him in Amber Heights, you hear? It's down the road southwest of town. I'm sure he made it that far. I just know it. And if you find any of them iconoclasts indoctrinating my boy, you punch them in the mouths. Tell them what I think of them luring little boys away from their mamas. It's immoral.
This kid's probably like 35, right? You just changed my fucking... Yeah, God, no, it still wants me to go that way. Good lord. So many side quests to do at the moment. Well, let's finish exploring the town, then
I've
we'll...
seen you limping a bit. You all right, Mr. Vicar? Need us to slow down?
What are you implying? I am perfectly fit. My knee is just acting up.
There's no shame in being older, Mr. Vicar. Don't worry. The captain and I will take care of you.
I need neither your advice nor your pity, young lady.
Oh, I need to go out that door. Ooh, well, let's go search the body. So yeah, I upped it in the computer, but it's not going to do any good because the guy is dead, so there's no one to actually fill the... I mean, she would know right off that somebody changed it. Why do I want to search his body, though? I guess for the key that I already hacked. Oh, this place is different. So I did get here at night. let's go beat some devils. Wait. There.
Hold on to your hats, children. This ride is about to get ugly.
You reckon the smell ever goes away? Maybe the wind off the sea helps.
Can't select the bastards.
Let me handle them.
Eyes up!
I'll take your confession now. I'm going. Careful, you're hurt. That's the last of them.
Reptophobia, no thanks. Apparently
Heading back.
hit Z at some point.
Be right there. Sure thing. Here we go. See you next.
That's one down.
Hit that freaking box on the way over. My inventory, yeah, plenty. Stun Baton Ultra. What is that? 129. Better than the Saber. Replace that. Also. Getting time to get a stronger weapon. This is 124, 144, 155. Seriously, how much ammo do I have? 3,000 ammo. I only ever shoot to blow up landmines. Well, got a book. Ooh. Check that out. That's a nice hat. Thank you for that hat. $180. Level 1. Keep it though, because it's a nice hat. Officer Spine, 137, not the greatest. Yeah. Let's see it.
Feels like
I'm on it. Get ready.
Well done. We are victorious.
It's like just getting that dramatic jump in there every once in a while. There's probably stuff behind these houses. I want to go in there. But let's go in there. Depends on what you're using with your shoot. I mean, like with the ammo and such.
A visitor? What an unexpected surprise! Please, come in. Come in.
I, for one, welcome a reprieve from our travels. That is, if you'll have us, kind sir.
That's the spirit. Now come in. Make yourselves comfortable.
I'm already getting cannibalistic vibes from this guy. Alright, but don't mind if I do.
Excellent. You've arrived at just the right time. My wife is putting the finishing touches on dinner. Please, make yourself at home until it's ready.
The secret people.
Oh, hello there. You come for dinner?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's nice. We had someone else over a week ago or yesterday. I forget.
This almost seems like it's too obvious, though, so it can't be cannibalism. They're really playing it up. You're rung short of a ladder, aren't you?
Now, there's no call for being rude, Captain. Maybe he's just having a hard day. You don't know.
You got a funny way of putting things. I used to be good with words, but it feels like there's this fog. Sorry, have we talked about this before?
Well, maybe I can help.
That's nice of you. I usually feel better after I eat. Mama said dinner's almost ready, huh?
Alright, what do we got?
What a pleasant surprise. And just when I was beginning to fear we'd seen the last of good company for a spell. Yet the Eternal provides, does it not?
Only if you give yourself over to the plan, Martha.
Oh, God.
May I call you Martha?
None of that here.
By all means, just make yourself comfortable. Company is always a reason for cheer.
Though if you actually do happen to be cannibals, you can eat him. I really don't care. Certainly can't fault your optimism. If you're eager for company, why live all the way out here? I hope you're not gonna preach at me all through dinner.
What tiresome company we'd be. Fear not on that account.
Not you, him.
Besides, I've always believed the Eternal reveals itself plain enough, as your being here proves.
Things have a way of working out, I suppose.
That they do. Though it's up to us to make the most of those opportunities, wouldn't you say? Look at me, prattling on as if this gravy is going to cook itself. Why don't you run along until we are ready for dinner? I hope you favor ketchup and woolly cheddar. We have to make do with what we can find.
This is too obvious. It's a trope. Are they actually gonna play the trope out, or hi?
Oh, hi there. Did you come to bring us more of those rocket candies?
What are you talking about?
You know, the ones that come in a bottle with a rocket ship on the front. They don't taste very good, but they make me feel so nice. Hungry, too.
I brought some.
That's wonderful. There was this other man who used to bring them. Not anymore, though.
What can you tell me about him? Why isn't he bringing more rocket candies?
He said they were making us sick. Mom and Papa got real mad at him for that. They went to have a talk with him. Afterwards, they said he wasn't coming back again.
What can you tell me about him?
Mama and Papa said he came from the city. When we got sick one time, he brought those candies to make us well again.
The doctor.
And they worked. Now we feel better than ever. Mama says they're a gift from the Eternal.
All right.
Okay. Maybe I'll see you at dinner.
We wouldn't want to intrude.
Also rude to have my weapon out. Alright, you know the rules. You gotta come in the frickin' door. Okay. Don't come in. Motherfucker, I saw that.
Hey, what are you doing in my room?
I was just looking around.
Liar. You're trying to steal the last of my rocket candies, aren't you?
Your rocket candies?
The ones that come in a bottle with a rocket ship on it. Like the other man used to bring.
I don't think she actually saw me. I think that was just prompted to happen. Yeah.
By
Not
verity,
you.
by strength. What are we contemplating today?
That you got your hand in the frickin' way. Besides, she doesn't have any rocket candies in here. Get in here or stay out. Levi Mather's Poetry Journal, private, do not read. Sunrise, the sun crests the horizon, as round, soft, and warm as the lump of a cyst pig. The day is fresh and alive with possibility. Trees. Ever reds rise from the ground, glistening and triumphant in daylight. They remind me that life can grow, even here amidst the dust. Sky. Monarch 1 grows large and dark, like a mouth. This is where it starts going off. Like a mouth that eats the sky. I tried to think of words to describe it, but something dark swallows them too. Hunger. There is an ache sharp in my stomach. Hurts all the time. Food makes me sick. Water makes me sick. Always hungry. So I can't think. I want that. Hello. Just going upstairs.
I thought I'd seen the worst of humanity before.
I'm gonna be sick.
So they are actually eating people. Didn't think they'd actually do it. If lost, please return to Ballard Velma or current supervisor. Pick up supper time. 151 DPS with bleed of 7. I mean, I called it outright. As soon as I talked to the first guy, I was like, cannibal. But I didn't think they'd actually do it. I figured they'd maybe try to swap it around a bit. They didn't. They just went straight for it. Cannibal. Wait. Oh, god damn it. They're down there. Nice. Okay, so perks do we want to push? We can get this up to competent. If we want to lie. We're sneaking. We can see what's in locked containers. That looks nice. Find pristine items. 100%. Holy shit. Yeah, if we push There. Now we're competent at tinkering. Why not? They're busy that day and wrote the script for this part. Wait. Why not? They were busy that day and they wrote the script for this part. Lazy fucks. Yeah, it feels like, man, they just went straight in on it. See, the thing of it is I don't really block or dodge either. Weapon attacks are unlockable. Ooh. That's nice, actually. Back. Let's go and apply those. I can't. Can I? This is a two-handed weapon. Most of the stuff I use is two-handed. I won't get it up there, but let's go ahead and get it as close as we can. What perks do we want? Could get the carry capacity up, which isn't as dire now. Chance to reset and chance to reset movement, penalty, and accuracy. Restoring that per kill seems nice. Movement speed during that would be good, actually. Better dialogue skills. Also, I can wear this now, I think, because I'm level 16. Yeah. One-hand melee plus 5. This doesn't give me the stealth detriment. It's 29, 41, that's 17. And yeah, that should do. Switch out for that one. Got a 60 PS, 82. That does 115. Hang on. that bleed. Wait, this just takes me right back outside. Can I just escape them? I mean, I could. Sneak attack from the back this side.
But what's this? You're tracking blood into the kitchen. Oh dear. You've been nosy, haven't you?
Yeah, it's one of my better qualities. The murdering cannibal accuses me of being nosy. Yeah, it's one of my better qualities.
How very rude.
Time to teach you some manners.
Really? You really want? Okay. Didn't have to be like this.
Yes, these people deserved much, much worse.
Well, like that one. And there's not even dental records for some of these people. Oh, well, right now. Oh, the piano stopped. Yeah, yeah, it did snap my leg, but you know we're doing the old shin toughening. It's a proven strat.
Attacking.
Go get him.
I have you. The strong survive and the weak perish. Good hit. Down they go.
Everyone all right?
Oh. His body's actually here. It's not even buried. Well, I got the key. But I've already got the stuff because I hacked it. Wow. Monarch. Olympus, Lover's Point. Well, I gotta check this out. Looks like people spooged all over the rocks. Oh. Ugh. I was curious if it would even let me, honestly. Normally it's an invisible wall if something is an insta-kill. If I can Nope. This is the no fun zone. Yeah, I just decided I'd jump off, see. Because normally if there's no point in doing it, the game just doesn't want to let me.
I wonder what secrets these ruins contain.
I wonder who used to live here. Do you suppose anyone remembers anymore?
We've literally looted like everything. Well, actually we didn't go up to this house, but...
Ooh. Smells like those old Sundays when we'd unload salt tuna shipments at the cannery.
The trick is not to breathe through your nose.
Yeah, I mean, what are you smelling in that hat anyway?
No one saw me trip over that, right?
Damn it. No, I didn't. And this upsets me greatly. Anything need repaired? Not really, but... Go ahead and do it. It's brand spanking new. So now tinkering is a lot cheaper, so we could just boost this stuff. Why not? Make it a bit comparable to some of this other stuff. Mainly because I like it. So let's see, I could add the speed grip, which doesn't do anything. Good. Armor damage type, +5. Gives me dialogue skills plus leadership skills. That's pretty cool. Ranged weapon skills don't need. Why not? Can you add more than one modification? This is considered armoring. Might as well use them. I'm not gonna use them otherwise, so might as well.
Ah, the Charmer. Welcome back. Drink, chat, or business? All of the above?
Well, I've got your magic pills, but they're dangerous.
More or less dangerous than a steady supply of alcohol. Give it here. Whew, that hits the spot. Right in the, oh, no, there it is. There it is. Yes. We're in business. Let's go.
Not looking for company on the road. Just tell me how to reach the information broker. All right, glad to have you.
Great. Where to?
Let's find that broker.
Oh, Hiram? I ain't checked in on that man in an age. He's running the giant radio tower we lovingly call Devil's Peak. We'll be going south and west.
mostly along the road till we're past Fallbrook. Out there, there's a western slope that'll lead us through some fun. You like hunting, right? That's fun. If you're more of a spelunker, Rotting River will take you into the mountain caverns. We can discuss options when we get closer. That said, 3's already a crowd. I don't mind waiting somewhere until you got a spot open.
Alright, Vicar. I know you've got a task here, but we'll take care of it.
As long as you've got my back, I'll have yours. Welcome to the Unreliable Crew.
So you keep Monarch safe, huh? That's real honorable work, Miss Nuka.
Oh, no. Monarch ain't safe, even with me around. I've just got intimate knowledge of its dangers and an abundance of fortitude. Folks hire me because I know what you can shoot and what you ought to run from. That's a mistake you only get to make once.
Cool. Alright, well, she's got some skills to pay some bills. She can boost my lying skill. She can boost my sneaking skill. And my damage to creatures. Nice. Alright, to the journal. What's from the void? So where are we on things? Faction quests. Speak with Velma at the fishery. Let's go do this. Somehow I missed her when I went to the fishery, but yeah, I think she might have been upstairs and I didn't go upstairs. Go through here either. Or she was just right here.
Hey, Velma, I got your caffeinoid pills.
You're a lifesaver. Hope Abigail didn't give you a hard time.
Just the usual. Any word on Braxton?
Nothing. Don't know how much longer I can cover for him either. Give me those pills, will you?
Here you go. You know, you might consider a real night's sleep instead.
Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry.
Take it easy, I'm just looking around. And what are you talking about, Catherine?
Sorry. Seems I got my cables crossed. Thought you were another shakedown tough from Fallbrook. Hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been running me ragged lately. First, my autoloader foreman stages a walkout, and now my chief pescatological health manager is missing.
Your chief what?
Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tumors.
He got 8.
He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working hours. Comes with living in a free colony, I guess.
Well, I got some bad news.
That he's got his load on and I'm stuck covering his shift?
He was killed by cannibals.
Wow. I sure feel like an ass now.
Already did that. Cheer up, maybe now you can hire someone better.
Oh, sure. Because Monarch's just teeming with experts in the finer points of salt tuna health. Still, it's good to know what happened to him. And that I ought to start looking for a replacement. Something else on your mind?
Who is this Catherine you mentioned?
Sublight boss out of Fallbrook. Handles most goods that come in or out of Stellar Bay. Has a mouth like a ground six spacer.
Alright, about Caleb?
Unless you're here to
Who's
tell me
Caleb?
he's agreed to do his job again, I've got nothing to say.
Oh, yeah, he was the workers' rights dude. Caleb says he needs a raise to keep up with prices around here. They're hard workers, aren't they? Don't they deserve some compensation for that?
Hard workers? They turn dials and flip switches. The machines do all the actual work.
I'll wager she don't pay those folks that maintain the mechanicals decent neither.
Caleb and his crew have it better than anyone else around here, I'll tell you that much.
Why can't you give him the pay increase? Caleb says he needs raised to keep prices around here.
Tell him to complain to Catherine in Fallbrook, not me. Sublight's demanding more money for the same contracts, which means we're all in the same boat. If Caleb wants to keep this job, he'd better get back to it. I'm about ready to hire Sublight contractors at this rate.
I know you're taking a percentage off the top. You've already lost Braxton. Can you afford to lose Caleb's entire team?
I don't even want to think about that. Or how far behind Braxton's loss alone is going to put us. Fine. Tell Caleb he and his team can have their raise, but I need them back here immediately.
Alright, now, onto the poster.
This again? I swear, this is the last time I contract for any special requests. You can tell Grimm his poster came in. You can also tell him I got a better offer for it. So now it's going to Nell. That about cover it?
Who's Nell? Wait, didn't we talk to Nell?
She runs the betting parlor across the way. Nice professional lady. She asked me about the poster once. Just once. Made a real generous offer, too.
Which does sound easier to deal with.
I don't have time for Grimm, even when I'm not working doubles.
But you're just giving it away. Didn't he pay for it?
No. I paid Sublight for it. So, it's mine. And when Nell pays me for it, it'll be hers. Grimm may have asked for the poster, but it's not his until I take his money.
Well, you still have it, right?
It's staying locked up in my office until Nell shows with her money.
Can we work something out?
Sure can. If you want to pay me more than Nell's offering.
Help me out here. I found Braxton, didn't I?
Fair enough. The damn thing's been a headache anyway. Take the poster then. And if I never hear another word about it, it'll be too soon.
Thank you. Wow, that was a fast level up. Okay, that means I can take... What was it? I was pushing... yeah, this. Boop. That's now... I can do two-handed melee weapon... Special attacks are unlockable. I feel like getting talking up a bit more. Oh, wait. Let's do this. Wasted a point on that. Anyway. Medical, don't really need science. Training costs for science weapons. Tinkering costs for science weapons to cast. If I can get science up, I can take tinkering down to like nothing. Tinkering costs, science weapons are capped. Personal files. Can't hack it. Mash random keys. Try again. Nope. No. Okay. Keep trying. Nope. Alright. Almost. Figure's gotta work eventually, right? Nope. Let's just... Braxton, the fish tank. 23A are looking a little lumpy. If you're going to make it in... If you're not going to make it in, that's fine, but you have to let me know so I can stay on top of the doses. Mr. Nandy. We really need to talk about the Saltuna situation. I've had to let 4 batches rot in the warehouse over the last 2 months because we're not finding buyers. I know the situation with the board puts us in a tough spot, but we need to start thinking about how we're going to keep Stellar Bay afloat if we can't get sales up. Brax, seriously, where are you? You've missed 3 shifts. It's getting ridiculous even for you. Hang on, where is she?
Got it. Heads down.
Damn it, go away. Nothing, I'm looking for, oh, look at the texture on this floor. Oh god, you all suck. Just gonna try to see if I could get the key off of her. Fine.
Great work.
That reminds me, I also leveled up, so I should be able to equip this. Yeah, here we go. Next in the journal. Look for Tuckle Needham in Amber Heights. We'll get to that. Investigate left field toss ball betting. Inform Caleb that Velma will negotiate. Yeah, let's get that taken care of.
Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell, and revel with us?
Alright, we need to talk about Velma.
Got an update for us? We can't afford to sit this out for too much longer. Know what I mean?
Well, I convinced Velma to see reason she'll increase your pay.
How'd you manage that? Wait, never mind. If I question it, it'll turn out not to be true. Besides, I never follow how you got Velma to part ways with the bit card of her own accord. As agreed, here's your compensation. Ain't a lot, but I hope it shows how much we appreciate all you've done. Now, me and my friends here better get back to work before Velma blows a fuse.
Nice. You guys all leaving? Extra nice.
You ever been off Monarch, Nyoka? Before you met the captain, I mean.
Nah, I mostly just drank and hunted. As soon as you stop to dream of other things, that'll be the day something sneaks up and eats you.
Don't fret. I'm watching your back now. Anything tries to eat us, I'll give it a mighty whack on the nose.
Well, I'll be damned. You watch my back, I'll watch yours.
Have you had time to check on that poster yet? I keep wondering if it's come in.
Alright. You're a little too persistent about it, though.
Sorry, I just get so excited, and I always feel like I miss everything that happens in town while I'm up here.
Here you go.
Would you look at that? The Rizzo's logo is nice and bright, and you can still smell the ink on Mr. Holcomb's signature. I can't thank you enough. Still, you can have the bits I was going to spend at the bar this week. And you know what? Take my old tossball blocker, too. Never get the chance to use it these days.
Nice. More shit. 300 DPS at 140. Just better than this thing. Swap that out, even though this is still my favorite weapon. Yep, taking a break from Zomboids. I wasn't feeling it like last week, and I was like, well, if I'm not feeling it, then that's dangerous. So I didn't want my character to die, so I was like, I better play something else for the meantime. So I figured I'd try some Outer Worlds since I haven't played it yet. I saw there was an update for Zomboid today. I'm not sure if I like it though, because it screws up my character, because they made it so if you have the hemophiliac trait, if you have blood on your clothes, then your panic slowly goes up. And since clothes are so damn impossible to keep clean and keep blood off of it, now that trait is like completely panic inducing, which sucks. Which means I don't know how I'm going to manage that character now. Don't want to die in the game. Yeah, that's true. But man, that character's lasted like a month and a half at this point, so it's like, I mean, she's gonna die eventually, especially now that, because she does have the hemophiliac trait, so it means now that her bloody clothes are gonna make her panic all the time. Just refuse to fight without some pills to calm me down. That is true. Could get the beta blockers. Yeah, that's one way to do it. But she usually goes around, like, clearing out zombies. But yeah. So I thought I'd give it some time. What do we have? Look for Tucker Needham and Amber Heights. We're working on that. Stainless steel rats. Investigate. Where is this? It's here. It's in this town. Oh. It's this place.
Here to catch a game? I'm afraid the transmission's
you're
still
Nell.
pretty bad. What can I do for you?
Well, I found this betting slip in a dead man's apartment. Any idea what might have happened to him?
Poor Isaac. I was wondering why I hadn't seen him in a few days. I'd really like to help. Isaac was a sweet fellow, even if he did have terrible teeth.
Well, I got some diet toothpaste. I'm listening.
Right. So the thing with Isaac is he didn't know where to stop. He'd get stuck on something, and he just couldn't let it go. Sometimes he'd drink Purpleberry Punch by the liter. Other times he'd keep betting on a losing team. Started owing the wrong people money.
Sounds like me continuously doing Twitch. Ayo! So what's this game about? Heard the name but never looked at it. It's made by the people that did Fallout New Vegas, so it's done by Obsidian. And it's so it's kind of comical. It's a bit tongue-in-cheek with a lot of the humor in it. But it's basically you're out in space. There's the Halcyon colony, which pretty much everything out here on the edge of space is run by corporations. So you kind of get the idea of what it's doing, that corporations are just ruining life for everyone. But of course you got the people that are essentially the bootlickers, and you know, corporations are great, and then you've got the people that are the corporations are ruining us and that kind of stuff. And so, and our guy here, who I made Bob Ross, and I'll show you in a second, you like wake up on a ship called the Hope. A scientist guy wakes you up. You've been frozen for like 70 years. You were only supposed to be frozen for 10. Because the Hope was considered a lost ship, and it kind of became a myth because it made the board look bad. And so it kind of got shoved off to the side and into myth, and the board wasn't going to let anybody find it or anything like that. But to wake you up and not have you die from being frozen for so long, the guy that woke you up needs you to get chemicals, and that's kind of the main quest line right now, because he needs more chemicals so you can wake up everybody from the Hope, and then hopefully swing the balance and make it that way. So, but yeah, it's a very humorous game as well, because like one of the things we found was diet toothpaste. So, and some of the products that they sell here are absolutely nuts. So, sometimes, so I mean, it's a pretty good game. So if you like kind of the open worldy, my only thing I don't like, well, it's made, like I say, it's made by the people that made Fallout New Vegas, but the worlds don't feel as open. Like, things feel a little bit more closed in, but I think it's just the nature, because you travel from planet to planet and you can move kind of freely. But the individual maps just feel a bit smaller, but I mean, so far it's really good. Oh yeah, so who did he owe?
I don't know for sure, but I saw Elijah and his buddies pushing Isaac around. They're hooligans from Fallbrook. They sweep into town, drop supplies off behind the warehouse, and spend the rest of their stay getting rowdy over tossball games. They usually loiter in the alley behind the yacht club. They're not allowed in the bar anymore. I bet you anything Isaac ran into trouble with one of them.
Alright, thanks for the tip.
Mr. Sanjar will be pleased to hear about it when you're done. I know he gets fed up with the Fallbrook bullies, but there's not much he can do.
Okay. So yeah, I literally made Bob Ross. So he's strictly melee because he beats the devil out of things, and he's really trying to bring together the PBS multiverse together, you know. Yeah, and he's painting the happy little clouds, you know, makes no mistakes, just happy accidents. To be honest, after Skyrim, I found it hard to get into these kind of games. I love these kind of games, I'll be honest. Like, these are some of my favorite type. I wish it was a little bit more open like Skyrim and Fallout is. This game's making me want to play Fallout again. I was thinking about it. I was like, you know, I never did finish Fallout VR. I'm thinking about going back to it at some point, maybe in the near future. Plus, it's winter time, so I can wear the headset and not burn up. Overwhelming, but you definitely appreciate all the context. You're very casual. Yeah, it can be overwhelming because there can be a lot of stuff to do. It took me, like Skyrim. I love Fallout. I've played all the Fallouts except Tactics. I started with 3, and then I actually played 1 and 2. But yeah, it like took me several tries to get through Skyrim. Like, I played it 3 or 4 times, played it for a few hours, couldn't get into it, and then, I don't know, after some point I got into it and really liked it a lot, so it just took a while. Yeah, I do have VR. Got the old Vive right here. Gen 1 Vive. To be fair, being conscious office makes you want to play Fallout again. That is true. I've been tempted. Sexy as fuck. You have the same headset and recently got Knuckles after HLA. Announcement? Wait, what's that? Need to play VR together? Could be on the table. Oh, Half-Life Alyx. Oh, HLA. Yeah. I want to play that too. I've got that on my wish list. I'm hoping it'll work just fine because I don't have... I mean, it said it would work just fine, but, you know, I don't have the Index and the special controllers that the Index has, but I think it said it works just fine with Gen 1, so... So then what the rats over there. So then what's... If you buy Knuckles, you get a free copy. So what's Knuckles then? Oh wait, are you talking about... Oh, you mean the controllers. So if you want to upgrade, 200 for the controllers in the game. I've thought about it. Because I do get... After seeing the new controllers, I get kind of tired of using these. I mean, they're cool and all, but... Plus one of the controllers... One of the controllers, the touchpad, it's been like this almost as long as we've had it on this particular controller. The touchpad on here is mushy. Like, I almost can't push it. And it's kind of always been like that. Otherwise, the controller's been fine. I mean, the other controller, when I played Fallout VR, I did this on stream. I was trying to melee something, and I smacked, and I hit my desk as hard as I could. And the controller still works 100% fine. Like, that's a tough controller, but yeah, that one just kind of came with a bit of a mushy touchpad, so... You had the same issue? Yeah, Dark Omen was saying he had the same issue as well, so... It does seem to like a common thing for the old controllers. Yeah, they are sturdy. It did crack a little bit. There's a little bit of a... You probably can't even see it if I show it. In fact, it's almost invisible. There's this tiny little nudge right where my fingernail is, and I don't know if you can see that at all with my camera. But like right there is where I hit it with the desk. And I mean, it popped the seam a little bit, but it snapped right back, so... You can fix it yourself with YouTube, but you risk voiding the warranty. Customer service repairs for free. Minus paying for shipping. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of No Man's Sky in VR lately. It's actually quite enjoyable. I just sit and kind of chill. Where was I going? Oh yeah. But man, I've been thinking about getting back into it because I got for my birthday back in November. I actually got a lavalier microphone, so I could wear the headset because we got the comfort strap for the Vive, so you know it's got the headphones already on it. But I couldn't use them because I needed a microphone while I stood up, so I had to wear another headset with a microphone, and it hurt all the time. So I got a lavalier microphone so I could actually wear that headset plus the plus actually have a microphone. So I'm geared up to do VR stuff again. How do I get back here? I gotta go the other way. Bounce site might be slightly off on the cost, but I'm pretty sure that's the cost of the controllers. Yeah, I was thinking they might be closer to 300, but yeah. How's No Man's Sky then? Just know about the Abysmal launch. It has changed. No Man's Sky has changed a lot since the launch. I picked it up on launch.
What was it like in Edgewater? I hear you workers were on the clock every available moment.
We always got 8 hours a day for sleeping. Just not always consecutive.
My condolences. I appreciate consistent wages like any other sane person, but that still sounds awful. At least Sanjar gives his folks weekends.
Weekends?
Hand to the void. I used to drop by the bar in Stellar Bay to knock a few back with the folks who had Saturdays off.
Don't know what I'd have done with that much time. I was always behind schedule anyhow.
Knowing you, you'd sit and be alone with your thoughts.
Anyway, yeah, I picked up No Man's Sky on launch, and I mean, I played it for like 40 hours before I got bored with it, but I mean, since then, it's changed a lot. And I think it's good. I mean, it's not like... It's not amazing, but I mean, there's a lot to do. There's quests now. There's crafting, there's base building. The most recent update lets you actually scrap ships. That was something I was very pleased about. Because you could only, if you got like a freighter ship, you could only have like 6 ships. But now you can actually scrap ships, and that's, I mean, it's pretty good. It's come a long way, and there's multiplayer with it. There's actual real multiplayer with it. And every once in a while they have like community quests and all that kind of stuff. So it's become pretty good. I would say if it ever goes on sale and you're halfway interested in it, pick it up. It's pretty good. I've been enjoying it. I've streamed it a couple times, but people don't seem too entertained when I stream it. So I was like, I've only ever streamed it really in the past, aside from like launch, and I was like, eh. So like a couple weeks ago, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna play it. And I've been enjoying it, so yeah, it's changed a ton. I would say they've made up for their... I kicked my heel against my chair. Oh, gee. I would say they've basically redeemed themselves from the abysmal launch, honestly. Considering every update to it has been free as well.
Who the fuck are you? This ain't your alley.
Well, I want to talk to this guy.
Hey, what are you doing here? This is our secret alley. Berta already pissed by those crates to market.
I like her already. In that case, I should get going.
Not so fast. You look like you got some bits. I'm thinking we take them off your corpse.
Just like you did to Isaac?
Listen, that purple-toothed twerp had it coming. Not that anyone has proof. And not that it's any of your business.
Well, I found your tossball stick. This is all gonna catch up with you, Elijah.
How? That was supposed to go out with the next batch of salt tuna. What are you suggesting, pal?
You've bullied people long enough. If you know what's good for you, you'll clear out and never come back. Yeah, we'll do that.
Wow. Most of the pencil pushers around here cave as soon as you look at them funny. Fine, we're going. This ain't worth it.
Right. Bob Ross knows how to do a job. Sounds where sci-fi open worlds like that are kind of cool for you. Yeah, kind of more like hit my Achilles heel. Jesus. But yeah, I'd say give it a try. It's pretty good. It's not bug free. I mean, it still has some bugs. Sometimes they're a bit frustrating. So I mean, don't expect it to be bug free, but overall, if you're a bit patient with the bugs, usually you'll get around them. Every once in a while, I'll find like a quest line that the marker doesn't point to the right location, or a character's not where they're supposed to be, and you just kind of play around for a little bit, and you'll eventually find them. So, but like I say, it's pretty good. VR, I will say, is not a completely optimized experience. If you have a pretty strong computer and you still drop the settings kind of low, you will still get some kind of hitching and jerking every once in a while, but I don't know. I've gotten kind of used to it, because it's just kind of a VR thing, I guess.
Did you have a sweetheart in Stellar Bay?
I had a fling or two, sure. But on Monarch, relationships ain't usually meant to last. A lot of fools tried to impress me, feigning bravado in the wilds, thinking they'd catch my attention with their stories. It was cute. Not so cute when their act got themselves munched. You know what's sexy? Confidence. You know what ain't? Disembowelment.
I mean, some people do. I can turn down resolution for some games in VR. Yeah, that was one of the things people suggested for that game, but for a lot of what people suggested for it actually doesn't work anymore because there's been updates to it since a lot of that. But yeah, I haven't figured out how to change the resolution in that game in VR. I mean, you can do it outside of VR, but in VR, the option's not there. So shit, every game has bugs these days. It just depends on how game breaking they are. Yeah, so I mean, me, Dark Omen, and well, I don't know if Dark Omen was there at the time, but probably Marvel and we had played some multiplayer back during, I think it was a year or so ago, and we just hit, like, at one point we hit this massive cluster of bugs that was just so aggravating, and they seem to have fixed a lot of them because I've started over and gone through again, and most of them aren't there anymore. So, but yeah. There are settings in Steam VR saying that you can scale resolution every individual game. That is true. I never look in there. Most of the time I forget to look in there. I think the only time I ever looked in there was when Fallout VR launched and it was having all those problems, and I haven't looked in there since. Yeah, the good old days. Yeah, God, remember that? Yeah, that quest line that was just bug after bug after bug. It was frustrating. But they're not there anymore. They're fixed. Yeah, you didn't have it at the time. You like picked it up on sale later on. I remember that. To be honest, Fallout and Skyrim VR pretty poor ports. I think they've gotten better. I know Skyrim VR was a fairly decent port. I haven't had many problems with it. I mean, it's got like...
Well, I see you've had a sobering effect on our friend Nyoka.
Sir, please stop.
Forgive me, Celia. I couldn't help myself. Anyway, what can I do for you?
I know it's like graphical things, because, you know, like fuzzy, because the more high fidelity something is, the more blurry it looks in VR, because the monitors inside. But yeah, Fallout 4 had the hardest launch because they just made stupid mistakes. Really dumb mistakes. And once they fixed them, they were pretty okay. I mean, they never got the DLC working, but people figured that out. Because I played it with the DLC. I mean, the ports weren't bad. I had fun, but yeah, there were some bad things with it. There's one particular quest in Skyrim I remember that's specifically broken. Alright, well, Isaac Rose is dead. I found the people who killed him.
But that's terrible. What happened?
It was Elijah and his hooligan friends. I ran them out of town.
I'm glad to hear you've dealt with them. They've been causing quite a bit of trouble around town. I've been consumed with other matters of late, but I would have dealt with them eventually.
If you say so.
It really was on my to-do list. Still, your intervention in the matter is much appreciated. Please consider this payment for your services.
Okay, that quest is done. Payday 2 is an excellent VR, though. I've always wondered if that one was decent or not. I don't play Payday 2.
What do you think of the unreliable Parvati?
There's always something to fix. And it's neat working in the Aether. I always took Atmo for granted. Now, if I drill through the hull, we all suffocate. Exciting, you know?
I'm not sure I wanted to know that. Being in space sets me on edge enough.
You know about stellar emissions? Actually, I probably shouldn't tell you about those. I mean, not unless you want to know how we're all likely to get spacers lung.
Right. Okay. When we get back to the ship, I'm drinking this conversation right out of my recollection.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah. You had a lot of motion sickness, so probably just your opinion on Skyrim and Fallout didn't feel so smooth when compared to something like Payday and Pavlov. Oh, really? So you don't get motion sick from just, like, the locomotion? So you can do, like, locomotion stuff? Because I don't get motion sick anymore. I know that's one of the things, like, with the stuttering that sometimes I'll get in No Man's Sky VR. I know that some people that makes them sick, but it doesn't bother me. The shittier the screen quality, the worse your sickness. And those two games were hard for you. That's understandable. So like I say, graphically it wasn't meant for VR, the fidelity of VR. So you get that screen door effect really badly in it. But the thing is, my eyes adjust to it too. Every time I like start playing it, if I haven't played it for a while, I'm like, oh god, it's so blurry, and then after a while my eyes just kind of do this weird focus thing. Retrieve the missing passcode in Stellar Bay. Retrieve the information he's holding on the salvage location. That's all in Fallbrook. So we need to get into the arms building. That's elsewhere. That's Amber Heights, where we're gonna head. Okay, let's head towards Amber Heights. Oh god, that again. Guys, what is with these bots? Jesus Christ. We get these every once in a while. Man, it's been a while since we've had one of these.
Can we talk?
Been a while since we've had one of these bots. Yeah, they generally tend to post once and then they just go away forever. Yeah, they're adding more to their lines though. Like telling you to follow a URL and Outer Worlds is better. Is one of the good games. So they're starting to add title of the game now instead of just stream title. They're evolving, they are. They're getting better. They're learning.
Good old Stellar Bay. Only place on the planet that don't stink of sulfur. On account of it stinking like fish instead.
You've seen that exact message a few times. Yeah, they pop around. It's been a while. It's been a few months, I think. They were more popular back like in the summertime. Then they kind of vanished for a while. So if I follow this road, I'll get there. So we'll follow this road. Yeah, we had a string of them back here.
This'll be fun.
Here we go.
Let's see what you do. Oh yeah, I can't do it without line of sight. Jesus!
To shreds, you say?
To shreds, you say? To shreds, you say? Wait, where'd they go? Oh. It's hard to track them sometimes. Nice. You put in a report? Yeah. Doesn't hurt to get report those things. Cascadia, Fallbrook, Amber Heights, and Stellar Bay.
on it, Captain.
All together.
Do it again.
I am a storm.
Doesn't say it every time, so.
Watch your feet. The sulfur pools don't just stink. They'll take a toe off.
What the shit was that?
Attacking.
Eyes up. I'll fix you right up.
Don't run. Don't run. I've got this perk that every time I kill an enemy, I gain extra health. Or I restore health. Which is making it so made me go from healing all the time to almost never healing. What is this place? This place is off to the side. Oh, you can do it without even targeting. Nice.
Sure.
Step on the button. Can't get over this rock.
On my way.
This. Use. No idea what that does. And but here. Stogie Slims. And Stimulotion. Don't know why that would be next to the sink. We know why it's next to the sink. I rock, because I couldn't get around that frickin' rock. What is going on here? Sealed, huh? Oh, it looks like I can't... Oh, it's... The rest of town's up there. And I can't get in that building. Gotta do something, right? Is like another one somewhere? Well, it was originally up, so I'll flick it down. Oh wait, I have to, oh, is this the long, oh, this is the long way to there, I bet. So I'm having to like go the long way around. Oh, that's right, because she told me there were 2 ways to go. I could either go down in the caves or I guess go up through where I'm going now. I suppose. Or no, wait. I'm still going this way. Oh well. We'll check it out then. Might be something neat here. Maybe I can open that door. In fact, maybe that's how I... Oh, that might be how I can only get through. So I have to unseal the door? Maybe? Seriously need to go through my inventory at this point. I'm about to hit my... what's this Nyoka carry? She's got 141. So she carries a light machine gun. This is a light machine gun Mark II. Does 58, 960. This adds stagger. Damage type plasma. Does more damage, but... Oh, but it's the mod that it has in it. So we'll go ahead and give her that. Let's see, that's pristine, so we'll probably sell that. Plasma carbine. Bravati, what are you carrying still? You're still carrying this thing. 6. You switch out. Junking this stuff. It's 2982. Right control armor. Nope. What is she wearing? It's 19 armor. Boost stealth with that. Almost be better for.
Can we talk?
What you need?
Hey, got a favor to ask you. Figure while we're out here in the wilderness anyhow, we might stop in on an old friend of mine. Preferably before we get to Hiram's. It's on the way, don't worry. You don't seem the type to run off and get yourself killed, and I could use the help.
Thanks for the compliment, I think.
I'll be upfront with you. I hate asking for help. I hate it. Every time I give someone the opportunity to disappoint me, they seem to make it their most immediate goal. But this, what I'm thinking, it's dangerous.
Well, I'm honored you're asking, and I'm thrilled to accept. What can I do?
Really? Here I was steeling myself for inevitable rejection. I used to run with a band of hunters. Friends. 6 of us. We were on Monarch when the corporations pulled out, and we helped a lot of people pick up the pieces. I haven't seen 2 of them in years, and the rest I know to be dead. I'd like to gather their effects and bury them all in the same places, like the family we once were.
Alright, what do you need to... How do you know they're dead?
I saw it happen. Hell, one of them was in my arms at the time. His name was Hayes, and he's our first stop. I buried him a ways from our encampment. I'll show you where he rests. He had a medallion in his effects. That's what I'll bring home to Barry.
Where's home?
A long time ago, we built an encampment in one of Monarch's cave systems. Trouble is, a Mantiqueen showed up and kicked us all out. If we can find Rebecca and Anders, they'll know how to lure her out. Then, we kill the bitch, and bury everyone's medallions together.
Sounds fun, let's go.
Thanks, Cap.
Guns. Warning. Unauthorized access to this equipment may result in injury, death, or unemployment. Please wait while the system recalibrates. Estimated time to completion 341.7 days. Calibration process 0. Guess I have to come here for something.
Making it look easy.
Quite a wait. Yeah, we'll sit here. We're going long tonight. We're going long here. We're gonna be here a while. Although it is about time for me to go. Locked. Locked. I can't even hack it. Sealed, huh? Right. Family matters. So you've been away. That is clear out there. There's not even a road to that. Actually, there is. That's a long way to go. No. We'll get it to like maybe the next checkpoint and then I should go. I'm actually I was planning on leaving maybe kind of early because I was really tired today, but then for some reason I woke up. I think because I started out playing the game when we were doing all that talking to everyone, it was putting me to sleep. This is where the road gets a bit confusing. Fallbrook and Cascadia, Amber Heights. Okay, we want to follow this road. I guess we just go through here. Oh, hi.
I'm on it! Incoming!
To shreds, you say? That way go. Straight into an acid pool. Alright. Good to know. Are you saying we bore you? No, the game was... At the time, the game was kind of... So I was already very tired. And then just like that part where we were talking to that... What's his name? The guy that runs the town? And he just went on and on and on, and he never stopped. It was putting me to sleep. Can't italicize on Twitch and that upsets you because you cannot properly type. To shred, you say. To shred, you say. And his wife. To shred, you say. How's his wife taking it? To shred, you say. Best line ever. Very weird road. Ooh, mech up there. Now we could go around it. But Bob Ross does not go around things. There's at least 2 guys here. Three guys.
Attacking.
Here we go.
Holy shit! Didn't expect it to do that. Yeah, to shred, you say.
Everyone all right?
Did we literally just... We did. We totally flambéed the big... That's all that's left of that big mech. Is that little ash pile. That's less to shreds and more to ashes. Spell like a 5-year-old. Really get on your nerves. Well, you do the speech to text thing. And it often doesn't always get it right. Bob Ross gonna paint a lot of happy clouds and mountains with your blood. See, Bob Ross gets serious. I mean, Bob Ross was, I think, in Air Force. Like, his actual history was Air Force. So he's done his military time. The man knows combat. This is Amber Heights. I don't actually have... I have some sound clips that I don't actually have up and running right now. That I was... Like on the second stream I played this, I would hit them every once in a while. Yeah, putting all that Air Force experience to good use. Went out to space. He's coming out here. Gonna start the Public Broadcasting Service Initiative. I like to hide things.
South here. Off the road and down this slope. We've got a decent trek ahead of us.
Yeah, we're not going there yet. We'll go there tomorrow. Good place to stop. Bob Ross turned his enemies into happy little accidents. Well, he beats the devil out of him. You know. He'll paint a happy... See, there's consequences to, you know... If, you know, you paint a happy little bush, you know, it's going to be our little secret. If you tell anybody that bush is there, he will come to your house. He will cut you. It's your world. You can make it how you want.
Well, hello, and welcome to the home of the Iconoclasts. I'm Rose. Please take a pamphlet.
Pamphlets?
In
I love
it, you'll
pamphlets.
find everything you need to know about Graham, his Philosophist truths, and the Iconoclast way. He wrote it himself, you know. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting we're out of pamphlets. Gosh, blast it.
Damn it. You're offering me a pamphlet you don't have.
I'm so sorry. It's a habit, I suppose. We used to have plenty, but we ran out of paper and ink. Ever since the corporations left, it's been hard to come by the basics. But you know what we do have? Freedom! This is the only place in Halcyon you'll find it. No corporations, no shackles, no problems.
No problems? What about Rapidons or Marauders?
Oh, those are just hurdles. We deal with them as they come. You're welcome to stay with us, so long as you can earn your keep.
One big happy family, huh? I'm looking for work. You have a boss leader or something? Got it. Hey, before I go, I'm looking for a Tucker. Have you seen him? Big happy family?
That's a nice way to think about it. Graham would be our father. I suppose Zora might make a good mother if the two of them could stop arguing. You can think of those two as our leaders, but they're more like examples. We all ought to be more like them.
Can I have a hat like that? Where can I find him?
Graham's place is in the large building straight back. Zora's sometimes there talking with him, but usually she's in the triage clinic next door.
Tell me about Zora.
She's been with us since the beginning. I think she was our sawbones back then, but now she's more like our commander. She goes and finds people in the wilderness and gets them to come here. And she keeps us from being chewed on and whatnot. She's liable to take your head off if you screw up, but then she'll sew it back on for you.
Respectable.
Why, he's our founder. Graham taught us about philosophism. Through him, we came to the eternal truth. I'm glad you're asking, by the way. I hope you'll consider staying.
Cult. Why are you here, not Stellar Bay?
Oh, Graham settled here a long time ago. Shoot, I wish I had a pamphlet to give you. It's all in there.
Yeah, rub it in.
I wasn't around back then, but they say a lot of the old MSI corporate folks died here. He calls it a spiritual metaphor, something about rising from the ashes.
All right, look. Before I go, I'm looking for Tucker. Have you seen him?
The new boy! Yes, he's quite clever. He took to our teachings very quickly. Last I saw him, he was headed into one of the buildings up the hill.
All right. Well, that's a good spot. So we'll pick it up here. We've made it to Amber Heights. There we go. It's treat time, isn't it? You're waiting. Flim and Flam over there peeking at me in their cage. But yeah. We'll pick this up again tomorrow. We'll continue with it. See how far we get. Figure out if we can find this child. Bob Ross is... He's getting somewhere. If... I'm waiting for, like, if there's going to be, like, a twist or something. Because right now, the main quest line is just so very basic. Look for chemicals. And all these side quests, of course, are where all the meat is at. But I'm curious if it's going to, like, jump into some weird twist. But, well, I'll find out. I know Rick and Dark Omen have played it. The glorious stream of moon. But yeah. So, let's see. Tomorrow's Wednesday. My days are completely screwed up. I keep thinking today is Wednesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. So I should be here tomorrow. Yeah. So we'll continue on playing this. That's all I have to say about that. I'm like trying to think if I've got something more to say, and I really don't. But I leave you with Flim and Flam, who are awake and making... I can't quite see him over there. But I leave you with those two on the outro. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Very much appreciated. Enjoyed the chatting and everything. And hope you guys have a great night. And I'll be back tomorrow night. So have a great one, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. I love you. I love all of you is a good thing to say. All right. I love all of you. Have a good night, everyone.